Everyone, men and women, you won't believe what the Trump administration is going to do next with XRP. It's likely to happen very soon. Recently, there have been a lot of ups and downs. XRP has gone back up to 215 per coin after hitting a low point of 161 just a few days ago. It's pretty crazy stuff, but I'm here to tell you about it. I think more changes are coming soon. The Trump administration has already said what they think their next steps will be. With this administration, anything can happen at any time. And it always has a big impact on markets around the world, not just in the US, but also in China and everywhere else. So please pay close attention to what I have to say. This is where we stand with taxes for the most part. We went from not having any tariff exemptions to getting returns on tariffs going back to April 5th to having temporary exemptions because of the results. I think a lot of you watching this are confused. Video are also very lost. It's easy to get lost in all the noise right now, which is also shown by the way prices are moving in the markets. We now know for sure what will happen because the US Trade Representative just spoke out and gave us a pretty good idea of where things are going. It's clear that US Trade Representative Greer, the White House says President Trump has no plans to talk to Chinese President Xi just yet. It seems like Trump wants to talk to China about things, but he doesn't have any plans to do so right now. Lutnick, who is the Secretary of Commerce, also said that electronics will soon have to pay special taxes. Right now they aren't, but they will soon. When they first talked about these exemptions, this is pretty much what they meant. As I reported yesterday, it looks like the technology tariffs that were allowed before are now going to be put back in place. On top of that, Commerce Secretary Lutnick says that pharmaceutical tariffs will be put in place in the next month or two. To give some businesses enough time to get ready for this, he says that this kind of protection won't last forever. To say it again, the exemptions that were made public this weekend are only short term. Big businesses shouldn't get extra help from me. I want the middle class and poor people to win this. That's what I think we saw a big change in wealth. The richest people are losing a lot of money, and prices in the US are still going down as inflation is sucked in. On top of that, the White House says that 130 countries are now in talks to make new trade deals with 130 places. One of those places is China, which is our biggest trade partner. The other 130 are still here, saying, after this, we really want a better trade deal with the US. We can see that what we've been doing to the US might not be fair now that we have reciprocal taxes. To be honest, they deserve a taste of their own medicine. That's great. Then you could say that Trump is using these taxes to make it easier to negotiate a new deal that does. I think that's what's happening here. China now has an economy that can run itself better than it did 30 to 40 years ago. They can make a lot of things. In a way, Trump is calling them out on their lies by saying, you know what? I think we need you more than you need us. Our production will be sent to India and a few other African countries. You guys will have to. After that, China will have to spend a lot of time rebuilding their economy, which is based on exports right now. They're crazy focused on exports right now, and this is going to make a difference. It's becoming more and more clear that Trump wants to cut ties with China. It basically means that more industry can come back to the US, which means more manufacturing jobs. The US also has a lot of land where it can build all of these new production bases. Yes, it will take some time. Apple and all of these other big companies already have plans for how to build these plants, but it will be a few years before the US can fully replace China. But in the long run, it will be good for the American people because it will create a lot more jobs, give them more money, and raise the value of the US dollar, which is Trump's long-term goal. This is a great way for him to reach that goal. It doesn't matter if you agree or disagree with taxes. If there are trade gaps, the value of your currency will drop. Simple money sense. Trump is doing everything he can to stop that. I think Trump will say he wants to talk to China, but I don't think he really does, because he knows that the US will keep devaluing their currency and the Chinese economy will keep growing faster than the US's. This is the best way for Trump to get along with China. Keep that in mind. It looks like these changes to the government will happen over the next 3 to 4 years, whether you agree with them or not. If the Republicans win again, they might even get an extra 4 years. That's really important to remember. Yes, this will have a big effect on crypto, which is what we'll talk about next. They went from saying, yeah, we're not really talking to China right now, to saying, we're sure we'll be able to work out a new trade deal. Yes, the US will benefit from this new trade deal. The US won't give up on this because, to be honest, they don't have many other options if they want to grow their economy. That's what you need to get ready for. But despite all of that, there is a lot of good news in the crypto space right now. In this clip, Senator Tim Scott says he is sure that the crypto market structure bill will soon become law. We will talk about what this means for XRP because it will have an impact. Pay attention, Kinsler at the SEC didn't like crypto at all. I've said this many times, we need to come up with new ideas before we start regulating them. It's important for the American economy to be able to try new things when it comes to digital assets. Good news for everyone, President Trump is paving the way for a crypto change that starts here at the bill is just giving us more information about the rules we need to follow. Several bills have been brought to the Senate's attention and want to be passed. Trump has already signed a few executive orders into law, but this one is going to be really big for the crypto business. This bill about the structure of the crypto market is probably the most important thing for Ripple and XRP to be used as a. These banks and other big companies want to offer cross-border payments or liquidity solutions to the banking industry and customers who want to send money abroad. Wow, that's really cool. That's exactly what we need here. I know that when you look at the price of XRP, a lot of you are probably wondering what's going to happen, because there are a lot of things going on, and we have some great news for August. If we look at the numbers, we can see that there are clear big swings. We lose a lot of money in one day and then quickly go back up. Another thing is that the price is pretty good right now. We hit 222 at some point last night. There is one thing that it's important to note, that if you scroll down and look at the stochastic RSI, you can see that we are in an overbought zone. So here's the deal. If the stochastic daily RSI or one-day chart is in an overbought zone and there is potentially bad news, prices will drop sharply. This is because even a small amount of selling pressure will lead to price drops. We thought we bought too much, and there has been a lot of negative price action. Our service lines are pretty low right now compared to where they were before. There are two short-term signs that prices will go down. So yes, I think we could go up a little more from where we are now, but I think we'll see some pretty unstable moves to the downside in the next 3 to 4 days. If we can find some bottoms, it will be a great time to buy XRP again and get it for less than $2.00. This makes me very happy, but I'm more excited about the red and green